Subminimum wages, impacts on the civil rights of people with disabilities. This report examines current implementation of Section 14C of the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938, which directs the U.S. Secretary of Labor to grant special certificates allowing for the employment of workers with disabilities below the federal minimum wage to prevent reduced employment opportunities. The Commission collected data and testimony from members of Congress, Labor and Justice Department officials, self-advocates and workers with disabilities, family members of people with disabilities, service providers, current and former public officials, and experts on disability employment and data analysis. The Commission conducted field visits to places supporting workers with disabilities earning subminimum and competitive wages, and received thousands of public comments, the most ever received by the Commission. The primary recommendation approved by the Commission majority is that Congress should repeal Section 14C with a planned phase-out period to alternative service models prioritizing competitive integrated employment. Approved key findings include the following. The U.S. Department of Labor has repeatedly found 14C providers limit people with disabilities from realizing their full potential, while allowing providers and associated businesses to profit from their labor. This limitation is contrary to 14C's purpose. Persistent failures in regulation and oversight allow the program to operate without satisfying its legislative goal to meet the needs of people with disabilities to receive support necessary to become ready for competitive economy employment. People with disabilities earning subminimum wages are not categorically different in level of disability from people currently working in competitive integrated employment. State-level phase-outs have been developed and designed to ensure that a competitive integrated employment model does not result in a loss of critical services to individuals with disabilities, including former 14C program participants. The Commission majority voted for key recommendations, in addition to recommending that Congress repeal Section 14C with a planned phase-out period. The phased repeal of 14C must not pull back federal investment and support for employment success of persons with disabilities, but can enhance the possibilities for success and growth for people with disabilities. Congress should expand funding for supported employment services and prioritize capacity building in states transitioning from 14C programs. Congress should assign civil rights oversight responsibility and jurisdiction with necessary associated fiscal appropriations to conduct the enforcement either to the Department of Labor or to the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Congress should also require that the designated civil rights agency issue an annual report on investigations and findings regarding the 14C program. During the phase-out period, Congress should require stringent reporting and accountability, and following the phase-out, should continue to collect data on employment outcomes of former 14C employees. The Department of Justice should increase enforcement of the Olmstead integration mandate to determine whether state systems are inappropriately relying on providers using 14C certificates to provide non-integrated employment in violation of Olmstead. The Department should issue guidance, open more investigations, and litigate where voluntary compliance cannot be achieved. To view the full report and transcripts, please visit our website at usccr.gov. The U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, established by the Civil Rights Act of 1957, is the only independent bipartisan agency charged with advising the President and Congress on civil rights and reporting annually on federal civil rights enforcement. Our 51 state advisory committees offer a broad perspective on civil rights concerns at state and local levels.